The smoke doesn't calm the nerves anymore. It only masks the scent of hydraulic fluid and the copper tang of blood. April 1970, somewhere near the tri-border area. They call it across the fence. For SOG, it is the mouth of hell. American pilots wouldn't fly in this suit. But the king bees, they don't see the clouds. They only see the brothers they left behind. Mayday, mayday, we are being overrun. The call comes in at 0500. Spike Team Idaho is pinned down. You don't think about the odds. If you think about the odds, you stay on the ground. And SOG dies today. The radial engine coughs black smoke. It's an old bird held together by wire, prayer, and the sheer will of its pilot. They look at us like we are angels. Or ghosts. Maybe there isn't much of a difference when you're flying into a storm. Coordinates 15. 4 north 107. 2 east. The target is a vertical LZ on a razorback ridge. It's a one-way trip for most. The jungle starts spitting lead. Green tracers from the NBA. They know we're coming. They'd been waiting for the honey. Pressure drops, the stick vibrates like a dying heart. But the king bee doesn't flinch. Not while there's still a heartbeat on the ground. The door gunner is screaming. But the engine drowns him out. We are dumping lead into a sea of green shadows. The Sky Raiders dropped Willie Pete. To mask our approach, the world turns white. Blinding and smells like burning matches. The king bee is bleeding. We've taken hits in the transmission. The airframe shudders like a man with a terminal fever. There is no landing zone, only a hover hole. One wrong move and the rotors chew the rocks. Everyone dies. Their eyes are wide white circles of pure terror. They aren't soldiers anymore. They are just men who want to live. They have 7mm everywhere. It's a crossfire. They aren't trying to scare us. They are trying to butcher the bee. The interior smells like iron and sweat. No one says thank you. There is no time for thanks in a slaughterhouse. Gravity is our only friend. We dive to the shadows, praying the rotors stay attached for just 5 more minutes. In the king bee, we don't trust the machines. We trust the pilots and the pilots. We just trust in God. In the king bee, we don't trust the machines. We trust the pilots and the pilots. We just trust in God. The ridge is a wall of orange flame. Behind us, the NBA are ghosts burning in the furnace we created. The electrical system is fried. We are flying on instinct and mechanical cables. The bee is screaming for rest. Every drop of oil on the canopy is a second of flight time lost. We are a sinking ship in an ocean of trees. The adrenaline is fading. Now comes the cold. The realization that they were seconds away from becoming permanent residents of Laos. The base. Dak To is 20 miles out in this condition. It might as well be on the moon. The wingman pulls alongside. No radio needed. A thumbs up from the other cockpit is the only survival report we need. The cockpit is a mess of maps, brass, and blood. It's the office of a man who makes a living cheating death. Coming home is the easy part. Landing. Landing is where the physics of the king bee meet the reality of the ground. Stay with me, baby. Just a little longer. You talk to the machine. You plead with the metal, because right now, the metal, in the silence of the clouds, you wonder how many times can you jump into the fire before you finally burn. Dak To looks like a scar on the earth to us. It's the most beautiful sight in the Central Highlands. One wheel, one chance. If the skid catches the dirt too hard, the bee flips and turns into a furnace. They see the damage, they see the holes. They know. The king bees have been through the meat grinder again. The silence after the engine dies is the loudest sound in the world. It's the sound of still being alive. Go, go, go. They don't look back at the helicopter. They just want to feel the ground. To know it's not moving anymore. Your fingers forget how to let go. They are still flying the mission, even when the rotors have stopped turning. 6 inches to the left, and this story would have ended in a ravine in Laos. 6 inches is a lifetime. The mechanic just shakes his head. He doesn't ask how we made it. He knows better than to ask ghosts questions. You walk away from the machine, but the vibration stays in your bones. It follows you into your sleep. The board never lies. Every rescue has a price. Today we paid, tomorrow the bill comes due again. The coffee tastes like battery acid and burnt beans. It's the only thing that reminds you that your senses still work. In the air, you are a god. On the ground, you're just a man with a photo and a fear of never seeing them again. We don't get new parts. We get hand-me-downs from the dead. One man's wreck is another man's wings. Night is the worst. The silence is too heavy. It gives you time to count the bullet holes you missed. You close your eyes and you still see the green tracers. They arc across your eyelids like angry fireflies. The Americans call us king bees. They think it's a name for a unit. To us, it's a promise we made to never fly home empty. Betrayal is a living thing. It swallows teams whole. Our job is to reach into its throat and pull them back. Preparation is the only ritual we have left more lead. The sky looks like a bruise, purple, blue, and black. It's a warning, but the king bees don't take hints. Round 2, the SO team on the ground is already calling. They sound tired. We're coming to wake them up. The NVA have learned. They don't wait for us to land anymore. They start the party while we're still moving. We fly low, so low. The water spray cleans the dried blood off the landing skids. Stealth is a myth and a chalk talk. Anger is better than fear. If you're angry, you keep shooting. If you're scared, you forget to reload. Missed by a hair. The air smells like burnt cordite and ozone. The devil is taking pot shots at us today. I pushed the bird harder than she was built to go. Metal doesn't have feelings, but I swear she's screaming back. Purple smoke our signal to the boys. On the ground, we are the bruised sky coming down to save them. They are coming out of the tree line like a flood. For every SOG soldier, there are 50 NBA regulars. The net is their only bridge back to the world. They cling to it like children clinging to a mother. Covering fire isn't enough. We need a miracle or a lot of high explosives. Today we take the explosives. We don't wait for them to get inside. We just pull if they can hold on. They live, if not they don't. 500 feet above the canopy. Their lives depend on 4 fingers and the strength of a prayer. Gravity wants them, we want them more. It's a tug of war with the Reaper, and we're winning. The wingman is our guardian angel. He burns through his ammo belts just to buy us 10 seconds of sky. The bee is giving up. She's done her job, and now she's tired. I can feel the vibration in my teeth. Flying on fumes and adrenaline in the king bees. We don't need math, we just need to stay airborne. Crossing the fence. The air feels different here. It smells less like cordite, but the weight is still there. In the silence, you realize you've cheated death again. You don't celebrate. You just wonder how many lives you have left. There are no ranks in the back of a king bee. Only the survivors and the men who made it possible. Welcome home, king bee. Come, Duke. It's not home, but it's got a runway. And cold beer for tonight, that's enough. We land the metal groans one last time. We are back from the dead. Until the next call comes in. The mechanics don't sleep. They treat these machines like wounded soldiers. Patch the holes, bleed the lines, pray for dawn. You leave the behind, but the smell of the cockpit stays in your hair. It's the scent of survival and grease. The American asks me why I fly so crazy. I tell him, it's because I'm too lazy to walk back from Laos. They are the secret warriors. We are the secret wings. History might forget the names, but the jungle remembers the noise. Every mission is a gamble. You bet your life against the terrain, the enemy in the machine. Today the house lost. The Brotherhood isn't made of metals. It's made of the empty bunks and the stories we only tell each other. We are the 219th the King Bees. We don't fly for the flag. We fly for the men who have no one else. Alpha 1 stand by tomorrow, the radio will crackle again, another team. Another hell, another chance to be a ghost. Legends aren't born in the sun. They are forged in the mud of the LZ and the smoke of the extraction. King Bees are ready, SOG is calling. And we never leave a brother across the fence. History moves on, but the ghosts of the 219th remain. In the clouds over the tri-border. They were the pilots who flew where angels feared to tread. The unsung guardians of the secret war. They didn't seek glory, they sought their brothers. And for SOG, that was the only thing that mattered. The records are sealed, but the legend is loud. Join the vault, keep the history alive. Subscribe for more classified files.